Hey everyone, it is Jess Tomlinson. I hope you are doing well. I am coming to you today to share with you a little bit of my own experience in moving through the fear of what other people will think of you. Right? Like, oh, what will other people think? I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. What if they think I'm like, crazy or weird or not nice or polite? Holy cow, the list goes on, right? So, this is something that I'm super passionate about talking about and sharing with my clients and helping them work through because I've experienced it so prevalently in my own life, this fear of like, will they like me, right? Like, I just want to be liked. And what I will say to that is that it's so important that we let this go. Because if we keep taking action and living our lives based upon the fear of what other people will think, we will never actually do what we want to do. And that creates a very sad life, a life without meaning, a life of people pleasing and doing what everybody else wants you to do and forgetting your own desires, your own needs that are unique to you because nobody else on the planet is like you. And only you can figure out what's going to make you happy, right? So, today, to share with you a little bit, I first and foremost want you to feel not alone. So know that lots of other people go through this. For me in my own life, I was very much the people pleaser. I wanted to always be nice and polite and perfect and flexible and, the easygoing one that would just like do what everybody else wanted to do. Not to say I wasn't a strong leader, because I always have been, but at my core, I was terrified of upsetting people because I was afraid that if they didn't like me, that I was going to lose love. And if I was going to lose love or people didn't like me, I was going to be alone. And we all need connection, right? We all need support, human connection. We don't want to feel alone. So for you, what is it? What are the things that you are doing in your life because you are afraid what other people will think? What are the things that you're not doing? More importantly, because you're afraid what other people will think. So lately, I have been speaking with quite a few women about my upcoming retreat to Bali called the Radiance Recharge. It's a 9-day, intimate, very small group women's retreat that is transformational and really designed in order to what I call shed the shoulds, let go of all of these expectations that we've created for ourselves and begin living the life that we want to live based around our deepest desires. So, when I'm having the conversation with women about my retreat, one question and fear that comes up often is that they are totally paralyzed and afraid to make big leaps in their life, not really because they don't believe that they can do it, but they're afraid of the repercussions of how their family is going to act, how their friends are going to, what their friends are going to think, what society in general is going to think. And a lot of times, those fears are like, I'm not going to be seen as responsible, or I'm going to be seen as you know, like who is she living this life? Like people are going to be questioning me and my decisions, and I don't want to be questioned, and I don't want to be seen as irresponsible first and foremost, right? So, take a deep breath into that if that is you, because I know for me, when I quit my corporate job back in July, that was terrifying for me as well. And I've gotten a lot of comments of like, oh, so are you considering going back to corporate? And I'm like, no. And that fear is always there of what people think of me. So, what I would invite you to do is to really practice asking yourself, what is the worst that could happen? What am I really afraid of people thinking of me? And drill that down. So for me, it was like that I'm going to be seen as irresponsible. And when I asked myself, okay, but what's the real fear around that? It was like, well, I'm really just afraid that people are going to think that I'm a fraud, that I don't know what I'm doing, that I'm not like living my fullest potential, that I'm just over here goofing around, which is so not the truth, right? Um,
and that ultimately I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life because people aren't going to like me and they're going to think I'm nuts and that I'm going to lose out on love. Because for me, my highest value is love. So, what is it for you? Like, if you really drill down and ask yourself, why are you afraid of what other people will think? I'm guessing that it's going to be something like much deeper. And the truth of the matter, when you drill that down, is that you'll see that it's not even true, you know? So, if you would like to drill down in a supportive atmosphere where I can help you work through this a little bit more, I would love to invite you to a webinar that I am hosting in just a few days. The information is going to be on the next page, on the next slide, so make sure you stick around and follow the link to sign up and join me for that if that feels good to you. Or if you are really just feeling like you want to go deep, you want to really let go of these shoulds and move through the fear of what other people think and discover your deepest desires and then move forward with your big meaningful dreams, feeling strong and caring about other people along the way, but not letting what they think control you and hold you back from living your big meaningful dreams, creating this meaningful life for yourself, I invite you to go check out my retreat, The Radiance Recharge. Go to theradiancerecharge.com and let's explore what a Bali retreat, my Bali retreat in a safe, sacred space that I create for women could look like in transforming your own life. So head over there. You'll find a link to apply to have a conversation with me. And if you want to join the webinar coming up in a few days, information's on the next slide. Hope to see you there. All right, loves, take care.